So I won't be using the hydroponic buckets in my garden anymore. My next thing I'm gonna do. Guys, they may have started out good this year, but the hydroponics is done. Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Papaw's Place. As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, this morning I wanted to give an update on these hydroponic buckets. I know I got some viewers that's been watching this. And if you are one of my new subscribers, I want to go on and thank y'all, because I reached the 20,000 subscriber count and actually done passed it and didn't even realize it myself. But I appreciate all my new viewers, subscribers. I appreciate y'all more than you know. But the hydroponic bucket system has come to an end. We got several cucumbers off of this cucumber vine, and I loved how it done. And for you, some of y'all who seen me when I started this, the hydroponic stuff started out growing so much faster and looked so much better than what I had in ground. And we're gonna compare the same tomato plant here in just a minute that's down here in the hydroponic bucket to the ones that's in the ground down here now. Some of you may think, well, he done messed up and let his buckets run dry and forget to fill them up. No, that ain't the issue on these. I have topped these buckets off every day. The issue is with hydroponics this time of the year, the nutrients get so hot in them black buckets, the plant can't live. Well, we done got up here in these 95-degree days during the day. Now, yes, it's nice out this morning. It's June the 10th, in case I forgot to tell y'all, the date's June the 10th. With hydroponics, I can't remember the exact temperature, but the optimum temperature is about 68 or 66, something like that on the water temperature. Well, there's no way that you can keep this water at that temperature unless you really gonna do some crazy stuff and add ice every day or something. And I'm not doing that. But that's what happened to the hydroponic buckets. We're gonna look at what's done died, what's still going, that I don't expect to go that much longer because the temperatures is just getting hotter and hotter and hotter. But this here is the Fascinator tomato, and you can look, it's loaded down and they starting to turn, and that's still got enough green in it that it's gonna, them tomatoes there turn red and I get them, and that's gonna be the end of that tomato plant. And this right here is the Celebrity Plus, which we done got about 6 tomatoes off it, so it wasn't as loaded as the Fascinator. But these little tomatoes that's left, they ain't gonna get no bigger. Even though they might turn red, they just gonna be little old naughty tomatoes because the plant's dead. I mean, it ain't got enough green life left in it. The cabbage is slowly coming on. It's gonna eventually make a head of cabbage. It's got a little small head there, and that's Catarina cabbage, so it ain't gonna make a big head, no way. The Black Beauty bell pepper, we got one Black Beauty off of it, got another little one there. But I don't imagine I'm gonna even try to keep it going. When I pull these tomato plants out, I'm gonna be done with filling these buckets every day. Now the birdiest thing here is the Fascinator bell pepper. We done got 2 bell peppers off of it. And you can see there's one there that's a nice size and another little small one over here. But still, all in all, I don't care how pretty it is. When it's time to them tomatoes is done, I'm done watering all this. The one tomato plant that's pretty there, that's that Italian ice, supposed to be a little white cherry tomato that I told y'all I was gonna try again just cause I had the seeds. I'll pop y'all a picture up here what they show them looking like. But the first year I grew them and this year, that's what color they turn out. They ain't nothing about no pearl white like that picture shows. So if any of you, that sun's right in my eyes this morning. So if any of you's ever grown this Italian ice and you got pretty pearl white tomatoes like that picture says, please tell me down there in the comments. Cause like I said, I've done tried this twice and this is all I got 2 years or 3 years ago when I tried them, and then again this year. They ain't got no good taste to them at all. I'm just using them to try them again. Also experimenting in the hydroponic buckets. So that is a pretty tomato, but like I said, I'm not gonna keep this one tomato and have to fool with that bucket once every day. The carnival blend pepper, you can see it's dead. And that all of a sudden happened, guys. Just everything was looking good. Come out here next morning and it was wilted down. And this is the next morning after that, and this is what it looks like. Same thing with that summer dance cucumber. It was looking so good, making cucumbers full of blooms. Walk out here one morning or actually come out one evening after working, and that's what's happened. But it's all due to temperature of that nutrients in them buckets. Now, if you remember, back when I started this, I told you I was planting the same. This is the hyphenator in the ground, loaded with tomatoes, then got some tomatoes off of it, nice sized tomatoes. This here's the Celebrity Plus. Now, one thing I did see that coexisted with the hydroponics is the Celebrity Plus ain't got near the tomatoes on it as the hyphenator did, but it still got plenty of tomatoes. But in the beginning, them hydroponic buckets took off, and y'all remember these little tomato plants wasn't that tall when them down there was that tall. The reason for that is that nutrients in that black buckets was warming up the temperature while we were still having cold nights and the ground was still so cold. But now it's the opposite effect. The ground's keeping it cooler and the plants is thriving right now. So where them's done their thing. Same thing right here with this Black Beauty eggplant, guys. Look how beautiful that eggplant's growing, how it's thriving, all the blooms. We done got 4 big eggplants. Got another one here, about 2 days to be ready, and we got some more down there. About 2 days that will be ready. But this is thriving now in the soil. Where when I planted this one in that Black Beauty eggplant in that bucket down there, the one in that bucket started growing, was looking good. Well, once it got hot and them nutrients got too hot, you see, it's got stunted. It's dead. Even though it ain't dead down there, it's still going. But you see what this one done. It passed it up. And that was my test of what I was wanting to do this spring. Test out hydroponic buckets and see how it would work. And I think it would work for somebody up north where it don't get so hot during the day. So I won't be using the hydroponic buckets in my garden anymore. My next thing I'm gonna do is next winter, about January, I'm gonna plant me 1 cucumber plant and 1 tomato plant indoors in the house. And then about February, middle of February, I'm gonna put them in them hydroponic buckets in my greenhouse. Because at that time I'll be starting seeds and I need to start heating my greenhouse at night so it's below freezing anyway. And I think I may be able to get some early cucumbers and some early tomatoes because that black bucket's gonna keep that nutrients warm in that greenhouse, plus being in the greenhouse. So that's my plans of moving forward with the hydroponic buckets. I won't be doing this no more, like I said, because I got to top these buckets off every morning before I go to work, which is what I'm out here doing right now. Or either every evening. You got to do it every day. So at this point, I'm giving the hydroponic buckets a thumb down. But I think they'll work for other people in other situations. Now y'all can see, looking at these purple boy tomatoes right here, they've been putting off a lot of tomatoes, but they only about yay big around, which is fine with me. The size ain't that big a deal. And me and Sharon agree, out of our tomatoes this year, and we've got the Florida 91s, we've eaten some of the, let that truck go by. We eat some of the red snappers, Celebrity Plus, and Hassanators. Out of all them tomatoes, we like the flavor of the purple boy best. Supposed to be the flavor like a Cherokee. It's still nowhere near the Cherokee. But there is another hybrid tomato I'll be testing next year. Kind of supposed to be like the purple boy. It's supposed to be purple and crossbred with the Cherokee and taste like the Cherokee tomato. So next year I'll probably plant one of these because we know we do like it better than them, but I'll be experimenting with another one. I'm just trying to find something that gives me that lot of acidity just like that Cherokee does, and we love that, but easier to grow than the heirloom Cherokee tomatoes. But as you can see, I'm gonna pop up a picture of the vegetables that's on my little table up there. Actually, this picture right here is from yesterday morning and this morning's harvest. And guys, it's been going on like that for about 8 days now. Everything's producing and doing great. Y'all can see the empty spots where the cabbage was. Ended up getting 6 cabbage heads out of them 6 plants. Matter of fact, we're eating on the last one right now. Good coleslaw with supper last night. And over there in that empty spot over there is where I had that criminal squash with a vine borer got it. I come out here one morning and gonna move it over, and when I did, it just fell off. The vine borer done got the vine. And now my squash that's out there in the beds, and they've been producing well, guys. We are very happy with the criminal squash. I will be planting them again. But they are winding down, so I already got new squash coming up here in ground. So we'll have later squash. Same thing with the cucumbers. My cucumbers is still producing good, but I know it's fitting to get hot enough. They're gonna be winding down, so I already got some new ones started over there. Hopefully I won't forget not water them, because they ain't about that tall right now. So we'll have some late cucumbers. I learned a couple years ago, I was the one that wanted to keep my tomato plants and keep everything going as long as I could, all through the heat of the summer. Well, I learned it's better to go on and start you another plant before you know them's coming to an end. And then once these get to producing, if them ones are still going, just go on and pull them old ones out. And you'll get more, another vehicle, you'll get more squash, cucumbers by doing that than you will fooling with trying to keep one old vine keep going. It's just easier to do that. Plus, once you come up with empty spots like this in the in-ground, the in-ground gardening is what I want to be going in the main heat of the summer, because them raised beds at that time of year you got to water them too often. Or this in-ground set up on drip irrigation, I can come out here and give them a good heavy watering once a week or about once every 5 days, and I'm good to go. Ain't near about as much work. I love my raised beds because you ain't got to bend over so much, but they still more work than an in-ground garden like this with ground fabric, because this here will hold your moisture in that heat of the summer a lot longer a lot less maintenance time you gotta spend in the garden, watering and all that stuff. The cow peas I planted there, I just planted them to plant something in the hole. Wasn't meaning to plant them to get peas off of, but my wife's already been picking peas off of them. We already ate a mess of peas last night. So as you can see, the garden is thriving. And what happens when them temperatures heat up? The okra comes to life, the peppers is coming to life. Them poor little old peppers I put out here, it was a month too early for them cool nights we was having, and they sat there about that tall for a month. In the last week, they have come to life over there now and starting to make peppers. Okra come to life in the last 5 days. So that's why, even though I know it, I jump the gun every year wanting to get a head start instead of waiting till them temperatures get up there without having them cool nights. But look how beautiful them okra are. But guys, that's it. I wanted to give a little update on my garden because it's been a little while. Main thing on them aquaponic buckets, because the next garden video, I'm sure them buckets is gonna be removed, put in my garden shed, and you won't see them again until maybe first of next year out in the greenhouse. But as always, guys, I hope y'all have a great day and a blessed week. God bless. See y'all next time.